Hello there, welcome to Sister Sister. It's another week and it feels great to be back on your favorite show. My name is Jessica. This is an all-women relationship talk show, and for the next approximately 60 minutes we're going to be going in. Yes, we've got lots of messages that we'll be, getting into. So just stay with us. The show is brought to you by Vodafone. It's also brought to you by Secure. And, shortly I'll let you know how you can be a part of this conversation. We get to meet the sisters on the show tonight. Plus, it's exciting. So why don't you stay? And you're welcome back. So, Sister, like I said, it's a relationship talk show and we've got lots to talk about. You can join in the show. It is interactive. We're live on Citi FM. We're live on Citi TV. We're live on Sub-Saharan Africa, thanks to DSTV channel 363. All right, so we really would love to hear from you. Now, there are various ways that you can reach us on the show. You can send an email to jessica@citifmonline.com. You can send a WhatsApp message to 054-998-6996. Don't forget to prefix it with a country code if you're messaging us from outside the country, and that will be +233, because we know we have a growing audience, all across Africa, and we totally appreciate your audience as well. You can also like our Facebook page. Just search for us on Facebook at Sister Live, Sister Sister Live. Like our page and join our growing community there as well. Now that you know how to reach us, let me say hello to the ladies with me on the show today. I've got Rosina, who's sitting right next to me. Rosie, good to see you. It's been a great week for me. I don't know about you.
Same here. Actually, it's been a good week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Fantastic week.
Super stuff.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm about to introduce you to a lady who actually joined us on Sister some 7 years ago, I think. For a while and then disappeared. Today I went to pull her from the rock she's been hiding under. Her name is Demi Lecha-Duya. So good to see you, Demi. It's been forever.
Yes, Jessica, it's been forever since I came on. I miss you guys so much. Rosina and Jessica, I miss you all. And the old crew.
Indeed.
Everybody, yes. So
Indeed.
we'll have to get together.
We totally should. And this is a start.
Yes, for sure.
Good to see you. Also joining us from Johannesburg, South Africa, one of our favorite South Africans. I'm talking about Sabi. Good to see you, Sabi. How's your week been?
Been good, productive, busy, but good. I'm always happy when it's around this time because I know the week's almost over.
I know, right? Well, good to see you and thanks for joining us once again. Let's go right into action today. And the first message says, hello, sisters. My name is Ajwa and I need your advice. I've been married for 15 years with 3 children. In the 9th year of our marriage, I realized he was cheating on me and I confronted him. He admitted he was cheating and said he won't stop. He's recently working on a project and has asked me to help him financially because he knows I have the means. With what he's been doing to me all these years, do you think I should help him? Because regardless, he's still my husband. I need your advice. Now, this is an interesting one. Usually they would tell you, that's the last time, I'm never going to cheat again. But this guy is saying he will not stop. Demi, since you're the one who's been gone for long, weigh in on this first, shall you?
All right. So run the numbers by me again. They've been married 15
for 15 years. They have 3 children.
Okay.
In the 9th year of their marriage, she found out he was cheating. She confronted him. He admitted, but said he's not going to stop.
Okay. So from year 9, this means that he's been cheating, per assumption, for the past 6 years, because they're at year 15 now. Interesting. And she's wondering how much more she should invest, probably financially, since he's working on a project.
That's right.
Okay. So if
like the way you said, okay, it's like, this is so ridiculous. But yeah, go ahead.
If she has accepted his cheating, from the time where she had evidence per his admission for the past 6 years, and they are now 15 years deep, then what's the complaint? I'm not sure what it is, because if it was a deal breaker, then maybe they may have had, parted ways, because he said he wasn't going to do it again. He was actually going to do the opposite, right?
Right.
Continue and
cheating.
not stop. So then he brought in a new deal, and she, continued with that bargain. So if she's talking purely about finances and if she should invest rather than her emotional, preferences for a man who is obviously in bed with other women, then perhaps that's a different topic. But maybe we'll have to merge the two together, because usually for women, all of it comes down to our emotions and how we're feeling about things. So if you ask me, she's been in it so far. He's continued to cheat. Maybe she probably has further evidence, or she just, put the matter to bed and did not bring it up again, but knows that he is. So probably every time he says, I'm going over here, I'm going on a trip, she's probably thinking that, but that's a lot to carry, though, in a marriage, and to carry this on a daily basis for 6 years.
And that's what she knows about.
Yes, what she knows. So what you don't know is even deeper, right?
Right.
And now she's concerned about how, investing money, but she's invested so much more. So is it really, what are his goals? How does he treat the home? Like, is this something she wants to accept? He takes care of me, he takes care of the children, he takes care of the home financially as a man, so fine. But she's saying that she makes more money, at least from the summary.
Well,
that we
not
have.
more
She has
money
the
per se,
means
but she
to
has the
support.
means, yes.
Yes, one way or the other, somehow she's a woman of her own. So really, why then is she in this sort of arrangement that she's clearly not happy with? So why are you taking what you don't deserve? It's my question for her.
Right. Good question.
So
maybe when we meet there, we can ask it.
Yeah,
but for now,
guys.
Rosie, what do you think?
6 years, knowing this. So why bring it up now? And a lot of people, like I said, I mean, one will think that because she's probably financially stable or sound, and she probably has kids already, one will say that why is she still in that relationship? And that brings to the fore people's bondage to marriage as a necessity. Like, they have to be in it or nothing else. There's no other option but to be in it. And as a woman, getting out of a marriage meant failure.
Sure.
So most of the time, you see a lot of women who are in all kinds of relationships. Things are happening that they are not happy with, but they're in there because the moment they decide to walk out, the tag is going to be, hey, that woman that the husband left her. Even in some cases where the woman actually decided to leave the marriage, the first assumption is as the man who left the woman. So it becomes psychologically, daunting. For some women, they may have it all, finances and everything, but they don't have the willpower to say, I'm stepping out. And I'm sure this is what happened, coupled with the fact that they already have 3 children, and she's thinking, do I want to deprive my children of a father? It's possible he's a good father to the children. It's possible he plays with them, he goes out, buys stuff with them, bonds well with the children. So she's seeing all of this, and then she feels like, look, let me not deprive my children of their father, which is also not a bad thing. I mean, it's a matter of choices, what you think is more important than the other. But then again, this thing bugs you. For me, this is what I'm going to say. The money is yours. The same way his PP is his.
Yeah.
That he decided that he's going to go
now
ahead and
community
cheat. That he's decided that he's going to go ahead and do it. I mean, forget what you want to do. My question is that, do you want to invest as a business because you feel like he can turn it around and make something good about it, and indeed give your portion back to you, and possibly with some interest, like a business deal? If you trust him that much, you can go ahead and do the investment, and it's purely business. If you have issues about investing, you to just say, no, I can't.
That's all.
Simple. Really. For me, this is what it's not tit for tat, but it's like, marriages or relationships are about healthy compromises. So if one party cannot have a healthy compromise, which is for the good of your family, why then do you also have to bend all the way back, especially to your detriment? It doesn't make sense. So the thing is that, look, do you want to invest? Either as a wife or as a business partner, sort that out. If it's as a business partner, make sure you sign relevant contracts so that you know that money came from you to him, and this is your expectation of him at this particular point in time, XYZ. Then you can do that. If there are interest components, iron it out. If you want to give it to him as your husband because you feel that aside his cheating habits, everything else is perfect, that's your decision to make. But if you honestly don't feel good about it, what stops you from saying that I won't? I can't.
I mean, she shouldn't have.
And you don't have
qualms.
to even give a breakdown like, oh, I can't because I'm using my money for X, Y. Just say I can't. Simple. That's what I think.
Right. Sabby. Just say I can't, says Rosina.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You know, I'm always trying to listen to what people don't say. He said to her, I'm not going to stop. This was 6 years ago. I guess for me, I'd love to know so much more. So from the moment that he said, I'm not going to stop, to where you guys are now, what is your relationship like? You know, are you a couple? Are you just raising kids? You know, do you see him as a friend? She said, he's still my husband, you know. So it's like, that statement almost says to me, no matter what happens in this marriage, he's still my husband. I'm not going to leave. But then at the same time, when she says, I'm financially stable, he wants money from me, the fact that you're even asking advice means you don't trust him. You don't trust him. So you're caught between he's still my husband, but the fact of the matter is, whether we can be in denial or not, he's cheated, he says he's not going to stop, that means he doesn't respect me. And so there must be a point at the back of her mind that says, what if I give him this money and he becomes more financially stable? What if he leaves me and the children? Because my mind says that she's already made up her mind that this is her life. She's not going anywhere. But now she might be getting nervous because if he does better, he might have more of what we call chutzpah. He might have more guts to leave, you know, because now he's got the means to do so. And for me, it's just very confusing because I feel like the man is showing her clearly how he feels about her. She's a means to an end. She's a means to an end. He's getting the best of both worlds. He's got his wife, and when she says he's still my husband, the assumption in my mind then goes, she cooks for him. He's got the most amazing life in the home, but then he also gets to go outside the home, and nobody gets to say anything about him. So I'm not even worried about the money, whether he wants the money or not. I want to know from her, what makes this okay for her?
Yeah.
Why is this okay for her? Why is it okay for her to be cheated on? Why is it okay for her to live in a situation that she has no control over? And why has she created a lifestyle where she's become a participant, aka a victim? So for me, it's not even about the money. The money is a symptom of a bigger problem. Is she okay with living this kind of life 10 years from now?
Great question.
So for me, there's just a lot of questions because it stems from self-respect. And before we even talk about money and all of those things, she needs to figure out why is it that this is okay for her? Why is this enough?
Alrighty. Why is it? I mean, you've asked all the questions, to be honest. Right? and just listening to you, like, you can't help but think she's just got the short end of the stick, and she's sort of happy with it, weirdly so. You know, because I know a lot of women who, well, maybe would settle, yes, but at the end of the day, for how long? You know, 6 years?
Too much.
And now he wants your help financially? Okay. So maybe this is your bargaining chip. If he wants your assistance, then he has to give you something for it. It could be giving up cheating if you still want that marriage or something along those lines. But if not, well, I'm not sure how you're going to deal with this. Certainly an unhealthy position you find yourself in. Let me see. We've got some messages, actually, that have come through to the show today, but we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll get into it. Welcome back, Sister on Citi TV and, of course, 97.3 Citi FM. Remember, the show is brought to you by Vodafone. It's also brought to you by Secure, the Secure Pill. Now, it's a low-dose daily oral contraceptive pill taken daily by women to prevent unwanted pregnancies, okay, or unintended pregnancies. And Secure Daily Oral Pill is safe, It's easy to use, and it's provided many women with the option of planning their families for over 30 years. And I know you remember, Secure's been around like forever and a day, and that's why you need to rely on Secure to help you plan your life. Now, it provides the modern woman with a convenient way, really, to plan your lifestyle. With Secure, you decide. Check out the hashtag SecurePill as well. All right, so our next message is all set to go, and here it is.
Hello, good evening. I'm Nelson, and I have a challenge that needs urgent advice. I dated a lady for about 12 years, and in September 2017, she unexpectedly broke up with me with the reason that she wanted to marry a man she loved more. I was so hurt and shattered. I tried my best to convince her to change her mind, but she didn't budge. We never spoke again till we bumped into each other at a market in November 2019. We exchanged pleasantries, and she told me she wanted us to get back together. I didn't hesitate, because I still loved her. Can you imagine that after 3 months of getting back together, she said she wasn't interested in the relationship anymore, so we broke up again. Now, she has come back and apologized to me, saying she left the second time because she thought I was not the chosen one. She's pleading that I accept her one more time and eventually settle down with her. What is your advice to me? I still love her, but I don't trust her.
Understandably so. She can't seem to make up her mind. But, Rosina, I'll come to you. What do you think?
There's a song game. First food, no be food. Second food, no be food.
Okay. Which one? The
third food, nine be the fool. Summary. Okay, so bottom line is that, you see, people know how to throw that love word around, but I don't think people really understand what love is. And so far as they get that feeling, that bubbly feeling, that excitement and things like that, they throw it around. Now, this lady has come to you and told you categorically, you've been dating for so long, so many years, and then she tells you that she's going to marry someone she's more in love with. Now, question. The whole time you were dating her, it came to you as a shock that she had somebody else she was in love with. Straight away, that's a shady person. If the person could have a decent relationship, be more in love with that person, and you thought you were in love with her the whole time, and it came to you as a shock when you were supposed to break up, then it means that you were not even in a relationship to begin with. You were like a side boo, just waiting to see whether something's going to happen or something. Now, she goes into the wilderness. 2 years down the line, you bump into her. She didn't even look for you. You just bumped and said, you cry. This fool is there. You know what I mean? This guy, he still exists. Charlie, let me see. Right now, this guy disappointed me. And, this guy has always loved me, and he's always been there for me. So now she's trying to use her brain to make a decision. Then you also accept, because for 2 years, you haven't gotten her out of your system. And most of the time, this happens because maybe the first one came as a rude shock. And you were probably you didn't come to terms with the breakup. There were so many unanswered questions. There were so many, there was a lot of discussion that had to be had. You needed to understand why she left you, XYZ, XYZ. I think that she gave you the perfect opportunity to have at least just gotten closure. So that your brain can finally take over your heart. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, 3 months later, 3 months, less than probation period. 3 months.
90-day probation, huh?
Yeah, well, probation is usually like 6 months, no?
Usually.
Yes.
Usually. So let's say 3 months. And then somebody that she has tested for years, left for 2 years, comes back and says that you are the one that I want. Leaves you after 3 months again, goes away, and then has the nerve to come back and said,
you weren't the chosen one.
She left you the second time because you were not the chosen one. So what makes you the chosen one now? That's the question. And you see, any relationship that causes you to not use your brain is bad for you. I don't think you understand me. any relationship that forces you to not use your brain positively is bad for you, that you can't think for yourself. As soon as you see her, it's like kryptonite. I mean, you have to accept her, you have to be with her. Then when she leaves the third one, what is she going to say? My dear gentleman, you know what? This woman doesn't love you. She has never loved you. As far as she's concerned, you are someone who's probably looking for love, or you are somebody who is, or she feels like you are lucky to have her. So anytime she presents herself to you, instead of asking the hard questions, instead of, you are just eager to accept her, all because you love her. And my gentleman, that is not love. Love has to be given and has to be reciprocated. Love has to be respected. Love has to be trusted. Now, the fact that you don't trust her, even though you love her so much, the day that the love will leave your eyes, now that will be the day that so many things are going to happen in the relationship. So, my dear, put the love aside. Wean yourself off her. And what are you doing being single all this while waiting for her? It's almost like you're waiting for her to come back into your life. What are you doing being available for her anytime she comes? It's because you yourself, you have decided that is the only one for you. At all costs, she is the one for you. And she knows it. She has seen it. And she's using that to her advantage. My gentleman, she's not going to marry you. The earlier you get that into your head, the better. Even if she marries you, it's to your own detriment. She's going to marry you to destroy you. That's my take.
All right, Sabi, let me come to you to weigh in on this one. It sounds like bad news to me. I don't know about you.
Yes. No way. You know, one of the things I'm a big that I talk about in my coaching work is mindfulness. How you think, what you feel about yourself, how you see the world determines everything. So the first thing is, I'm sorry, I think the gentleman's name is Nelson.
Right.
Nelson is suffering from low self-esteem.
Period.
Okay? I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with this girl. Nelson has low self-esteem. He found someone who's not in love with him, but was able to stay and manipulate him for the betterment of her own needs until she finds something better. Which is why she leaves, she comes back. She leaves, she comes back. I think she even spelled it out. Just you were reading what she said. She thought she'd found the one or something like that.
That he was,
the nerve.
Yeah.
The nerve. The fact that you're not even afraid to tell someone face to face such a thing is because you're not afraid. You know that Nelson has low self-esteem. Nelson sounds like the person, I don't even think, the assumption is he probably doesn't have a lot of dating experience. He might have met this girl at some point in his life and he thought this is the one. Nelson doesn't want to particularly go out there and have to date and meet someone. So the girl is toxic, the girl is manipulative, but the problem here is Nelson has low self-esteem and he doesn't actually think he's deserving of better. So this whole relationship for me is abusive, and the abuse has been normalized. So even though he's writing whatever he's writing, in his mind, he sees this as normal. So bad habits have been created from both parties. Nelson, in his mind, has told himself that this is the love of his life. And because he doesn't love himself, he doesn't think that there's any need to move on. Even if you had to tell Nelson to move on right now, he's not capable of it. He's sitting there waiting for her because he's created this dream in his mind of who this girl is, the babies they're going to have, the family that they're going to have, and he's just waiting because, you know what, maybe she's not ready. But the bottom line for me is there is no healing outside of self. So whatever he needs to do what he needs to do, and he needs to close this chapter, figure himself out, figure out what the triggers are. Why is it that this was good enough for him in the first place? None of this makes sense. I'm sorry. None of this makes sense. I hate saying don't do this or don't do that, but please don't do this. Please don't do this.
Okay. Savvy, yeah, you said it. Don't do this.
Don't do it.
Demi, let's hear you.
Nelson, I think we just have to be straight with you, okay? Just 3 times is not a charm in this particular instance. So she has played with him, toyed with his heart. She clearly knows that he does love her, and that feeling certainly is not reciprocal on her part. So really, and I got stuck on 12 years, dated for 12 years. I'm like, okay, wait, what?
Yeah.
Who does that? But maybe people do. So it's possible. But then even afterwards, then she suddenly met somebody she fell in love with. Then she comes back and says, oh, I'm so sorry, let's get back together. Then you're not the chosen one. I mean, it's like really, you know what it reminds me of? You know, when you have a cat that has caught a mouse and is not, hasn't killed the mouse yet and is just, just toying with it. Tap it with your paw this way to the left, a little bit to the right, then vertical, then back down. She is just really, really toying with him. So Nelson, we're just going to have to be straight with you. Run for the hills. And like Rosina said, just really work on yourself to get this lady out of your system completely. However you will do it, get her out of your thoughts, your psyche, everything. Close that chapter, like Sari just said. Put it away for good. Put it in a coffin, throw it over a hill, shoot it in the back of the head. Whatever you have to do, Nelson. I hope what we're saying is getting straight to you. And we're using all kinds of illustrative terms to make sure you get the point. So really, I would say run for the hills. Love is reciprocal. Love is respect. And this is not it in any way, shape, or form. And if you do get into a relationship with this lady after she's demonstrated quite abundantly that she does not love you, because nobody in love with a man would exhibit this behavior. So Nelson, it's goodbye.
Yeah, it should be goodbye. Your last words were, I still love her, but I don't trust her.
Yeah,
I mean, that's so obvious. You shouldn't be writing to us at all. You should just be, walking away from this woman who's wasted 12 years plus of your life.
She shouldn't even be your friend.
She doesn't deserve your time or your energy or anything like that. Yeah. And she feels like you'll always be there, reason she keeps coming back. If you ask me, not only should you walk away, make sure you block her everywhere.
Everywhere.
So she doesn't try to contact you. If you're living in a rented property and you can afford it, move out so she can't even find you. She's bad news. It's written all over her forehead. You just can't see it. We'll bring in some of your comments about this particular message. David says, my brother, accept her back and then fire him well. Get a new girl, then introduce her to your new girl. It's high time some women stop toying with the feelings of guys that love them. Christiana says, you too, how can you be in a relationship with someone for 12 years? Ading, studying her in Kwa Anna. If it was medicine you were studying in the university, you'd be done by now. I think she just doesn't know the end plan you have for her. That's why she's behaving like that. So please make up your mind about her so she will be at ease. Okay. Adam says, 2 confused birds stay in the same nest. So marry her and you'll have a combined confused life forever. So go ahead, okay? It's the wisest decision you can ever make. There's sarcasm in this one. Robert says, this kind of woman will be packing out and packing in after marriage. She can't be trusted. She thought someone is better off than you or better than you. But whenever she tries, she realizes that you're still better than the person, and that's why she leaves and then comes back. But better still, just be careful. Sefako says, I know your kind of men. You're like Lot's wife, always looking back instead of looking forward and forging ahead. Please take her back as many times as she comes back, and don't you ever settle with another woman and make her suffer, because this Miss Ghana of yours will never cease to go in and out of your life, and your indecisive self will keep accepting her every time she comes back. You two deserve each other. Oh, do your possible best to stick together. Once again, sarcasm. Danny says, hold it, folks. Give them a break. This happens often. Usually, one goes off and gets married, yet keeps seeing the other or the ex secretly. Like the royal couple in the country with which we had the colonial ties. Young man, go for her. If she's sorry, forgive her and take her back. My guess is you were financially handicapped, and that's why you couldn't make the move in 12 whole years. Start with whatever you have and work together to improve your finances, if that's the problem. If you let her go, you'll spend the rest of your life thinking about her, even though you're with someone
I disagree.
else. Yeah, I mean, I disagree.
I completely disagree.
Finally, James... Savvy is shaking her head over there.
Yeah, I completely disagree.
We all disagree on that one.
We all disagree completely. James said, what the two of you need is deliverance, not advice, and probably some small sense. I rebuke any spirit of stupidity in both of you in the name of Jesus. Say amen. All right, we'll move right along. We've got some more messages here. The show is Sister. Our WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. You can prefix it with a country code +233 to catch our attention. Send us that WhatsApp now or send an email. If you have a peculiar problem you'd like to share, send the email to jessica@citifmonline.com. Right, message here says, hi sisters, I need your advice. I've been dating a guy for 3 years now and he's not ready to show me to any of his family members. What annoys me the most is there is this particular lady who always comes to visit him and he claims they're just friends. Anytime I mention the lady in our conversation, he gets upset. I tried breaking up with him, but he pleaded that he will change. But the lady still comes around, even to spend the night. I'm really confused. What should I do?
Hey.
Just people.
Today's show, man.
Let me drink my...
Okay. Savvy, me darling. I'm coming to you. The look on her face. Over to you, Savvy. Talk to me.
It's very simple. You're not important. You're not important. 3 years. I'm sorry. How did it go to 3 years without a single introduction, number one? Number two, I'm telling you now, that lady that sleeps over is known. He does not see you as his lady. When a person, a spouse, whether male or female, is in love with you, they claim you. Girl, he ain't claiming you. He's not going to claim you. You need to give up. And he's doing it in front of your face. I want to say... There needs to be some workshop or something about self-love. You know? Like self-love, loving oneself, no matter what another human being does. Because even the way she writes the letter, this girl knows in her spirit, in her heart, that she's being played. But I bet you anything, she's counting all those years, the 3 years. But wouldn't it be better? The universe is showing you, girl, rather it's 3 years than 5. Rather it's 3 years than 10. Run while you can. It's not a failure to give up and say, you know what, this is not good enough. This is not working for me. Love yourself more than this. You deserve more. This is ridiculous. I mean, how can he not? He hasn't introduced, and then she knows that the girl is sleeping over. So you know all of this. I want to know, why are you still there? And you understand that even if he married you, nothing will change. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I feel the frustration. Demi, let me come to you.
Oh, this girl, sweetheart. Listen, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. But women, you are the prize. You are the prize. You're not the consolation prize. You're not the second, the third. You're number one. And the man for you will recognize that and will chase and will hunt until he gets you, and afterwards treat you like a queen the whole entire time. So if that is not happening and he has the nerve to bring somebody else over to sleep over, that part blew my mind. Why are you accepting this? This is you are the prize. So no, these are my barriers, these are my boundaries. You can't keep moving the goalposts because somebody's in the picture and is not playing by the rules of the game. Right. You know, we're dating each other. We've decided we're exclusive. and it's been 3 years, and maybe perhaps you're dating with an objective to get married and all of that. If any of those things are not happening, but the reverse or the opposite is happening, we're not exclusive, vis-a-vis somebody coming in to spend the night being friends, which, honey, that's not a friend. Friends don't come over and sleep over. Opposite sexes homes and all of that. We're not friends. So let's just recognize that this is not working. You're not going to change your goalpost, which is your boundaries, your standards, the things you're willing to accept as a human being, as a female, as a woman, in your relationships and in your dealings with men. If you're not willing to accept any of those, then move on. So like Sari said, writing to the show that this is not quite right. But perhaps for some reason you're not confident enough to walk away. Your self-esteem is not high enough for you to recognize in yourself that this is not good for me, for who I am, and I won't accept this, so I should move along. There's something in you that's not making you take that right decision, but your conscience is telling you, that inner voice is telling you that, you know what, this is not right. So I would say people sleeping over, that's a no-no. You've dated for 3 years, hasn't introduced you to any, I dare say she's never seen a family member of his, because this is my sister, if they, perchance met somewhere. So maybe you've never even seen any of that. So clearly you might be the side chick, really. So, and if side chick game is not your thing, honey, you have to move on. Move on.
Yep. Rosina.
I don't even think she's even a side chick. She's just something, quote unquote, that the man is using
to just enjoy himself.
You see, there are side chicks who even know a section of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like the men who are in stable relationships, and when they want to cheat, the thing is that if you want to cheat with a girl 1 month, yeah, it's okay to keep them away. But for 36 months, 3 years, 36 months, let's break it down into days.
No, that's a lot.
That's a long time to keep a woman away from your family. At least there should be one time, oh, this is my sister. Even there are times where family members know that this is not the real one. But at least you'd have met them, and then they'll be lying to you and say, oh, our wife, and you'll be feeling good in your head, even though you're a side chick. But you don't even have the dignity of that. And after 36 months, you have to ask, beg, want to meet his family. My dear, you're not even a side chick. You are not under consideration. You are not even a floor member.
Oh.
You are not part of the equation.
I felt that in my heart.
You know what I'm trying to say? You are not part. No, sometimes, you see, sometimes this is how lifetime mistakes are made.
Yes.
Because you're going to do that. Then one day you wake up in the morning and then you're pregnant. Or you probably think that getting pregnant for him, it will trap him, will keep him close. And you just keep compounding the problem. And I think that we are here as people who've gone through life, so that we can advise people, so that they probably will not will not make some of the mistakes that we've made. So my thing is that, look, my dear, you are not part of the equation. So don't worry yourself. Get out of that relationship. That girl coming in, I don't even know that she's a main chick, or maybe she's a more glorified side chick. I don't know.
Perhaps.
She's probably another thing that the guy is playing with. But long and short, this is somebody who doesn't even respect women to begin with. Get out. Get out. Just get out of that relationship. It's not a relationship. You have to go. And like Sabi said, more and more, not just women, men and women alike, because sometimes men get affected. We need to start loving ourselves. Start identifying your unique positives, what you bring to the table, what that other person should be lucky
to have you.
Yeah,
you're the prize.
Yeah, you need to put all that into perspective. Sometimes if you can't think about it, take a paper and put it down. My name is Rosina, I'm that. Any man in my life will be lucky to have me because of ABC. You know what? Get out of my life.
Yes.
That's it.
And you're enough.
And you're enough, exactly. And then when you start doing such things, you realize that that energy attracts another positive energy. This is somebody who values you and wants to be in your life. It doesn't mean that everything will be perfect, but this is somebody that even when things go wrong, they try to make sure that they get to the right place. So, but this one like this, they inside, I bet comotes. Yeah.
So, I mean, she says she's been dating this guy for 3 years now. You want to bet what the guy will say if I asked him how long, he's been dating her?
Oh, EBC, some chick. I don't know. I'm safe.
Yeah. That's exactly That's his exact response.
Yeah.
He will not even add you to his exes. You're not part. So just know that now, after listening to all of us, you're not even part of the equation. There's nothing to think about. There's no confusion here. It's clear as daylight. Yeah. Okay.
Come and borrow my hat. So you
can say it well.
So you can know how to get out.
I feel you. Sister, Citi TV, Citi FM. Quick break. We will be right back. All right, welcome back, Sister, Citi TV, Citi FM. Our WhatsApp line is still open, and your messages are coming through 054-998-6996 +233 is our country code. Let's hear what's on your mind. So the stories tonight, though. Well, this one says, Jess, I'm a female student in one of the private universities in Ghana. I'm in a dilemma and I need help. There's this gentleman I've known for the past 18 months. And I've been crushing on long before we exchanged pleasantries. We both attend the same university, but he's a year behind. The problem is, how do I express my feelings without ending the friendship that we have? So a sister needs tips today on the show.
No, hold on.
Damn me. Well, you don't get it. She says she's in a dilemma.
Okay.
She's known this guy for 18 months. She's been crushing on him long before that. Now, they both attend the same university. He's 1 year behind. Problem is, how can she express her feelings without ending their friendship? Because she feels if she comes out to expressly say she likes the guy, he may be like, not every man takes that well.
Okay, I dig.
Aha. Please.
It's fun stuff. This is what college is about, right? University, to have these crushes, to learn about yourself, the kind of man you like, what initially draws you. So she's been crushing on him maybe for, I don't know, any reason. It could be looks, it could be how he carries himself, all those things. So I'm glad she's having that typical experience. It's a part of the development chain. Now, how do you tell somebody if she has a crush and they've interacted, or maybe they've never interacted, but if they've interacted, perhaps they've taken courses together. She did say he's a year behind,
right?
But maybe in the same hall, maybe just walking around campus. You never know.
Yeah, they have interacted, because she says before they exchange pleasantries. So
now we're at pleasantries. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going somewhere. So now it's a hello. Okay, well maybe she can add a wink. At the next hello, I don't believe in being too forward. Sometimes it's good to sit back, and if he's discerning and he's equally interested in her, he'll know, and let him come in there and say or do something. You're too young to be pursuing anybody that is not that serious. So let it be at the crush level. Let it cruise. Let it see where it gets to. And like I said, maybe next time you say hello, just add a wink.
Question though for you.
Yes.
What are the chances that a guy in uni, and I'm just trying to cast my mind back to when I was in uni, who's in a year behind you, would actually try and hit on you?
It could happen.
Yeah?
Yes.
Are the chances high though?
That much.
Yeah?
Yeah, there are people who are married and the woman is older than the man. So it's possible. But these I would say they are contemporaries. I mean, a year behind, what age difference would it be? I mean, I'm guessing 23 versus 24. Really,
the man may even be older.
I think yes. So he may be older, but I don't think it's that significant, really, in the large scheme of things. So I would say let it be a crush, after all, and see how it goes, if it goes anywhere. But for nothing at all, just let him take the lead. You can drop little subtle hints. I think it's dainty and ladylike to drop subtle hints.
Wink, wink.
Yes, wink, wink. But if you can't wink, honey, like I can't wink. I look like I'm getting a seizure or something. So if that doesn't work for you, practice in the mirror. If not, just smile extra, toss your hair back a little bit. He'll know.
Play with your hair while he's talking to you.
know.
Hi.
See, Jess, you got it.
All right, Rosina, what do you think?
I'm just casting my mind back to the people I had
crushes on
and why.
I know, right?
One was his chin. Oh my God. He had a long chin. So when he smiled, so it was long.
Like of all the things.
Wow.
I know. All I'm saying is that you see crushes saying, Charlie, I think that's what makes you know that you have blood flowing through your veins. And that's what makes you know you're growing, you know. And we crush over very silly things. And 5-10 years down the line, those things will not really matter. They are not the substances that you want. It's not the kind of substance you want to see in your future partner. So this is what I'm going to say. That when you're crushing on somebody, most of the time, like she said, she probably didn't even know him. So now that they're acquainted, this is an opportunity to allow yourself to be friends. You might see some things that will probably reinforce your crush, or some things that may actually turn you off. And you wouldn't want to jump to give too many hints so quickly just because you're finally talking to your crush, and then he probably allows you, and then 3-4 months down the line, you are the one who is no more interested in the relationship. Then you begin to look very awkward. So what I'm going to say is that, look, you are lucky that now you've exchanged pleasantries and now you're talking. But it's not that deep. So be friends. Get to know each other. Date. You know, get to interact with his friends, people he hangs out with. Get to hang out with him. Get to see him eat. You know, get to see him do certain things and either reinforce the crush or see some little things that you'd rather not be with. And like everybody is saying, if the friendship is genuine and it's progressive, like it's done nicely, you realize that these things may fall into place. One day he would notice the kind of person you are and actually go like, you know, I think we should let this happen. But don't force it. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it.
Okay.
2 years, you won't be crushing on the guy. Trust me.
Things can change. I would say ride the crush. It's
from the shoulders to the eyes to the lips that they are biting. Now, when you look,
Rosina's talking from experience, people.
You know, sometimes it's even just the crowd they hang out with. You want to associate yourself with a certain status, and that's why you're crushing on that person. So, or maybe fictionary character. I mean, the way they write about stories, people should be tall, dark, fair, handsome, whatever. So you see that he fits into that. So you are crushing on something, some imaginary, and you think this guy really fits. After some time, I do some of the things that will matter. Trust me.
Yeah,
no.
feel you on that. All right, Savvy, how are you handling your crushes these days? If at all?
Does she have any? Does she have any?
That joke. Look, this is a fun one, thank God. I think this, have fun. Yeah. Don't make this such a big head, you know. We're resourceful as women. I mean, I'm remembering myself at that age at uni. We're very resourceful. If there's someone you like, you might not be hanging out. You can find someone via and start hanging out in the same circles. Get to know who he is. This is the problem with the age of social media. A person can present themselves one way but be another way. So I would say definitely get to know him. You know, give yourself a deadline after you get to know him. If you spend time together, get to see each other, you get a chance to have one-on-one conversation, and you still like him, then give yourself a deadline. And then that's when you can decide whether that's something you want to pursue or not. But don't make it such a big deal. You know, don't build it up into your head and focus on what might go wrong. Whatever happens, you know, the world will keep turning. Life will go on without this person. You're like in the best time of your life, you know, like literally you are in control. You get to decide whether this is someone you want. Be resourceful. Find out more about him. You know, if the study group, sit with him. But don't just go because of this butterflies in the tummy situation. You know, I think also like how you deal with things now, you know, would help you also in the future as you get older. But don't sit there and go, oh, it's up to him. He's the one who's going to dictate, and sit in your room and listen to Boys to Men and imagine him calling you. Like, just take control of it and enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Boys to Men.
The Boys to Men.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a while. All right, cool. So, yeah, how do you express feelings without ending the relationship? It can be hard.
You don't have to follow every question. Dating thing.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. Just take it one day at a time. When I was in uni, now I'll probably, like at my age, let's say if I was crushing on someone, I'd tell them. But not because I want anything extra. It's usually just get off my chest. Like, when you get to a certain age, you just don't care anymore. And when you do that, like, people don't take you seriously because they think, oh, you just play too much. But I'm actually serious. I think you're cute. So at my age, I'd say, yeah, go ahead and tell them. But when I was in uni, no, I wouldn't tell you. But I would be accessible. More than accessible all the time. Like, so you're going to visit your friend, I'm there. I'm sitting there, ironing his clothes maybe. I don't know, I'm just joking. But I'm just saying, these crushes, what I noticed is usually they don't last that long.
They don't.
And I think that's what sort of is resonating with all of us. Because we've been there before. It's a nice feeling. Like you see this guy and all of a sudden you've got butterflies in your tummy. But usually that's all there is to it. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Sometimes when you even get close to this person, you get to know them, you realize that, wait a minute, like, why am I even here? You get disappointed by the kind of people that they turn out to be. So, like the girls are saying, write it out. Okay, you have a crush, yes, make yourself. If you want to get to know him, that's fine. Who knows? Hang out with a friend of a friend. They may be hanging out, you get to hang out, and then you just move over to his corner, sit next to him, and look at him like that. Well, not creepy, but you know what I mean? Yeah, and hopefully you can, figure out what exactly is going to happen. I do think that the fact that he's in, he's a year behind you might be a little problem, because there's some men who won't look.
True.
And especially in university.
And within campus.
Yes,
if anything else,
campus.
It should be after.
Yes. Whilst there is, at least from my experience, I don't know if you went to uni here, did you?
No,
exactly.
I didn't.
That's why I say
okay.
that. In Ghana, forget it. Like,
but
not to say it does not happen. But
in my secondary school,
let me give you
I had a couple who the lady was in Form 3 and the guy was in Form 2.
Okay.
And it was the biggest thing ever on campus.
Yeah, you'll find those
let me offer you a different perspective.
Right?
So she could, crushes, who knows why she's crushing on him. So, it could be anything. But must the year difference really, it doesn't have to lead to anything really.
True.
That's what we're all saying. Just let it be a crush and just let it ride. So if it's going to be a whole big thing and blow the whole campus up because you're a year ahead of him, then just let it be. Maybe afterwards, you may have been friends till everybody graduates and goes about their life, and then 10 years later you're like, hey, you, I remember you. You know what? I had a crush on you. Then
y'all get married.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end the show here. We're out of time. Savi, thank you so much for joining us again. I know we're going to be speaking soon, but it's been great having you as always. Also, a big thank you to Rosina, to Debbie for coming back to the show after 7 years. It's been great. Thank you to our sponsors, Vodafone, and to Secure for keeping our lives together and controlled. We'll be back on another episode of Sister Sister. My name is Jessica. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.